I need you to stay with me for a moment, not just for a few seconds, not just until the next distraction appears, but long enough to really feel what I'm about to say. Because this message is not for everyone. It's for the person who has been holding on quietly, the one who didn't give up, even when it would have been easier, the one who kept going, even when nothing seemed to be moving. If that's you, then this matters more than you think, because there is a moment, a very specific moment in every journey where something begins to change. Not loudly, not dramatically, not in a way that everyone can see, but internally, deeply, silently. And that's what makes it powerful. Because before anything changes around you, something changes within you. And most people miss it. They overlook it. They ignore it. Because they're waiting for something bigger, something obvious, something undeniable. But real transformation doesn't start that way. It starts like this: subtle, quiet, almost unnoticeable. But if you slow down, if you pay attention, you can feel it. You can feel that something inside you is no longer the same. You don't react the same way anymore. Things that used to trigger you don't hit the same. Things that used to confuse you feel clearer. Things that used to shake you don't have the same power. And maybe you don't even know why. Maybe you can't explain it. Maybe it doesn't make sense yet. But you feel it, and that feeling is not random. It's not temporary. It's not something to ignore. It's the beginning of something. Because growth doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it just shows up quietly and waits for you to notice. And the truth is, you've been changing for a while now. Not just recently, not just today, but through everything you've been through. Every challenge, every moment of doubt, every time you wanted to stop, but didn't. Every time you felt lost, but kept moving. Every time you questioned everything, but still chose to stay. All of that was shaping you. All of that was building something inside you. Something stronger, something deeper, something more stable. And now, you're starting to feel it. Not fully, not completely, but enough to notice. And that's where things begin to shift. Because once you change internally, your life cannot stay the same externally. It might take time. It might not be immediate, but it's inevitable. Because your decisions change, your perspective changes, your energy changes. And all of that affects everything around you. The way you respond, the way you move, the way you choose, the way you show up. And slowly, your reality starts to reflect that. But here's the part most people struggle with. This moment, this exact moment, doesn't feel like a breakthrough. It feels like uncertainty. It feels like being in between. It feels like something is happening, but not fully. It feels like progress, but without confirmation. And that can be uncomfortable, because part of you is ready to move forward, but another part of you is still catching up. Part of you feels strong, but another part still feels unsure. Part of you believes, but another part still questions. And that internal tension can make you hesitate. It can make you doubt. It can make you slow down. But don't confuse uncertainty with lack of progress. Don't confuse silence with lack of movement. Don't confuse this moment with being stuck, because you're not stuck. You're in transition. And transition is where everything begins. It's where the old version of you starts to fade and the new version begins to take shape. And that process is not instant. It's not clean. It's not perfectly clear. It's messy. It's gradual. It's layered. And that's why it feels the way it does. Because you are no longer who you were, but you're not fully who you're becoming yet. And that space can feel uncomfortable. But it's necessary, because this is where alignment happens. This is where everything starts to connect. Not perfectly, not all at once, but piece by piece, thought by thought, decision by decision. And the more you stay present, the more you trust the process, the more you allow this to unfold, the clearer everything becomes. But you have to stay. You have to remain grounded. You have to resist the urge to rush ahead or go back to what felt familiar, because what's ahead requires this version of you, not the old one, not the one that reacted out of fear, not the one that needed constant reassurance, not the one that doubted every step, but this one, the one who stayed, the one who grew, the one who learned how to keep going, even without clear answers. This version of you is ready, even if it doesn't feel like it yet, even if you still have doubts, even if things are not fully clear. You are ready. Because readiness is not about feeling perfect. It's about being willing to move forward, willing to trust, willing to grow, willing to step into something new, even when it feels uncertain. And that's exactly where you are right now. At the edge, at the beginning, at the moment where everything starts to change. Not because something external suddenly happens, but because something internal already did. And that's what makes it real. That's what makes it lasting. That's what makes it different this time. So don't doubt this moment. Don't question it into fear. Don't talk yourself out of what you feel. Because what you feel is real. Something is shifting. Something is aligning. Something is beginning. Even if you can't fully see it yet. Even if you can't fully explain it. Even if it doesn't make complete sense. It's happening. And you are part of it. You've been part of it this whole time. Everything you've done, everything you've endured, everything you chose not to give up on, has brought you here, to this moment, to this awareness, to this shift. And now, it's time to trust it, not blindly, but intentionally. Not because everything is clear, but because something inside you knows. So stay present, stay grounded, stay open. Because this is where it changes. And when it does, you'll understand. You'll see how everything connected. You'll see why everything had to happen the way it did. You'll see why you had to become this version of yourself first. Because this version of you is ready. Ready for what comes next. Ready for what's been building. Ready for what's about to unfold. So let this be your prayer. God, I may not understand everything right now, but I trust what you are doing in me. I trust this process. I trust this moment. And I trust that I am exactly where I need to be. Because this is where it changes. If you feel this, comment "This is it" and subscribe for daily reflections.